Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Alien Breed, developed by Team 17 and released on Xbox Live Arcade, the PlayStation Network Marketplace and Windows PC via Steam. This is based on the game Alien Breed, which was also developed by Team 17 back in 1991 for the Commodore Amiga. This reboot is the first in a new series of games. This time round you play the role of Theodore Conrad, who is an engineer on board a spaceship that comes out of hyperspace and collides with a derelict spacecraft. No sooner does this collision happen than scores of aliens go from the derelict spacecraft onto yours and set about killing everyone, leaving you and an android called Mia, who is there to guide you throughout each level and give you instructions on what to do. Once the aliens have crossed over and killed all of your guys, it's just up to you to try to save your ship called the Leopold from destruction. Mia guides you through each of the levels, and she will tell you which switches that need to be activated, whether it be to activate halon gas systems to shut out fires, or to shut down generators that are faulty and activate others, or activate power systems, and so on and so forth. You need to achieve these specific tasks within each level before you can access the elevator and go down to the next level. All the while you're trying to do this, you're besieged from all sides by the aliens themselves that have crossed over. These aliens can be dispatched by weapons that you collect along the way, such as improvements to your standard machine gun, flamethrowers, shotguns, rocket launchers, so on and so forth. These can be upgraded, and also ammunition can be bought for these, as well as other types of ammo such as grenades and so on and so forth, by Intex Systems terminals which are found scattered throughout each level. You can also save your game at these terminals as well. As you progress through the game, it becomes more and more difficult as you get closer and closer to where the aliens are originating from. Once you've tried to save your own ship, the Leopold, it's time to cross over to the derelict ship, and here is where a significant change in the tone of the game occurs. The game then becomes infinitely more darker, and there is the sort of similar biomechanoid nest type material across the floors and the walls as seen in the Alien films. Mentioning the Alien films also brings me in to say that it's pretty obvious that the Alien Breed series borrows very heavily from the Alien movie franchise, and this is no bad thing. It's actually done extremely well, and back in 1991 when I first started playing the series, I always hoped that Team 17 would be given the license to produce an official Aliens game, because at that time Alien Breed had seemed to capture the spirit and was closer to the original source material than many of the official movie tie-ins that had been released at that time. Even now when playing Alien Breed, it does feel like you could be playing through a story that would make a pretty good Aliens film, and it does have that same atmosphere. It does keep you on your toes. The darkness and the fact that in many areas you've only got the flashlight that's attached to your weapons to help light the way really do add to this incredible atmosphere that the developers have managed to put over. This is augmented as well with a fantastic sound design and that genuine tense feeling that you could be besieged by aliens at any given point. Even in areas that you think you've pacified, you could walk into that area and an alien could just explode out of the floor or out of the walls, and it really does add to the tension and keeps you on your toes. Despite the fact that the main thrust of the game just appears to be collecting weapons and activating and flipping switches, it never really gets bored thanks to the fact that you are kept on your toes. This type of gameplay is very much old school, and it does show its roots back in the early 90s when this type of game was more prevalent. It's good to actually come back and play a game like this in a modern era and actually be able to enjoy it and think, it's not that out of place even compared with many of today's full releases, because it's worth pointing out that this new series of Alien Breed games is actually being released as episodic content as opposed to the full-blown game. that you would go and buy at retail. This in no way means that there's a lack of a challenge here, or there's lack of gameplay. There certainly isn't. There's plenty to be getting on with, and it is well worth the points. At no point do you feel ripped off. In addition to the single player campaign, there's also a co-op assault play as well, where you play two guys who are sent out to look for Conrad. So it's not like a cheap cop-out. It does have a slightly different approach to the game, and that's equally enjoyable as well. There's not really a whole lot else to say about the game. It's just so enjoyable to play, and it captures the same spirit of the original game that came out on the Amiga all those years ago. That was a complete top-down view of the game, whereas this is a little bit more isometric, but as I say, it still captures the same spirit and still keeps you on your toes in the same way that that original game did all those years ago. I can't actually wait to play the others in the series, and that's always important with episodic content, that it leaves you wanting more, and Team 17 have done a great job here. I highly recommend getting hold of Alien Breed on either Xbox Live Arcade or the PlayStation Network or Steam. It's a really good game and well worth it. Thanks for watching.